Hello everyone and thanks for hanging out with me. Here I have the Skoda Enyaq AWD all-wheel drive version, and today I want to tell you why you should buy this car. First of all, the car looks amazing. Look at that beautiful color, that blue and the lines. The rims and the tires look great too, but I wouldn't get the 21-inch. I don't know if you need this grille with LED that lights up in the dark and has even an animation if you want to. So much space in the trunk. Only downside here in the back is that you still have to close this cover by yourself. It's not attached to the trunk door, but you have a second compartment down here which is pretty deep, and of course gesture control, easy open, everything's in there. Once you get used to that the instrument cluster is the same size as ID3, ID4 but farther away, then it's fine. What you also get are those pedal shifters when you are in D. So here we have the gear change, and if you are in D, then you have different levels of regen that you can select with the pedal shifters. And the strongest is still B though. You have this high screen. Downside of this screen is that it's not tilted towards you, it's pretty straight. But positive, you only have the volume control down here. All other control for temperatures that in ID3, ID4 is not illuminated and sometimes a bit hard to do, especially seat heating, because you have to press both buttons and it doesn't always work perfectly. It's all here on the screen. Seat heater is on the screen, your temperature is on the screen, and your mode buttons, everything is down here, the same as climate, and you have a different light control down here. Very nice that up here you have a bit more info. You have your climate here setting, where does it go? You cannot go anywhere, but it shows you fan control, where the air goes. If AC is off, it says here AC is on right now. That's the phone. No, that's your internet connection, where you are. You have the steering wheel heater here on the steering wheel, and if you turn it on, you can see it in the infotainment system. You have so much space here in the middle. You have this pocket here, two cup holders where you can take this out for more space. Very deep space here, and a light in there, and an extra thing here. If you have wireless charging for your phone, this is amazing. If you need the cable, they're pretty deep in, so you have to get into that. The seats of the Sport line have good controls. You have memory seats and massage function, but overall the seat is not very good. Cindy, my wife, hates it big time. First of all, this thing is extremely hard. She's very short, so when she gets in, she has to go over this bump. She's only 150 centimeters, 5 feet. And then this is also extremely long, so her knee ends here, so her legs go out like this, very uncomfortable. And even for me, these seats, this side support is great for cornering, and I fit in this. But if I would have 10 kilos more, this would be a horrible experience to sit in. Amazing here is this little thing here that's very soft. You can rest your hand there if you have to do something in the infotainment system. Now let's drive the Skoda Enyaq AWD. Key is the same as in all Volkswagen cars. You have lock, unlock and trunk opening, and for trunk opening you have to be close, so it cannot be done but very far, so I don't know, 5 meters or so, and you have to hold it. Works very well. You get a beep and the trunk opens. Amazing is that just foot on the brake, car is on, ignition is on. You have a stop button, it says start engine, as in MEB platform cars, but you only need that when you want to be outside the car and start the ignition. But when you sit in the seat, then ignition is on. When you get off the seat, ignition is off. So music, climate, everything turns off once you get out of the seat. The app in the Enyaq seems to be a bit better looking than in Volkswagen cars. You get the car, you get your range and your state of charge. You can go in there. When you're charging, you can even see how long does it take, the kilometers per hour of range added, and your kilowatt charging. Before Volkswagen even did it. Now Volkswagen shows it too. And you can change your charge limit, can say if you want to reduce your charging power, or that the cable is locked or unlocked when it's done charging. Then you have a climate control. You can set quick AC, that means you unlock the car and the climate starts without being in the car or without turning on the ignition. You start it and done. You can start air conditioning from here, also set the temperature. You can do seat heating as well, but it never worked in my ID3. I don't know if it works here. And you have a departure planner where you can select the plan that every morning at 7 a.m. or whatever, car is warm or cold, whatever you need, and you can set the temperature for that. Still, this car has still 2.3, not 3.0. That will come hopefully this year on this car. You can still not see where the car is, and you cannot see if it's locked, but this will be coming. Now let's drive. If you want to put it into gear, you put the gear selector in the back and you're in D, and you do it again, then you're in B. Do it again, you're in D, and then here with the pedal shifters you have level 1, level 2 and level 3, and with the right one you can go from 3 to 1 and so on. There's no regen level 0, but I drive in B. That's just how I roll. Screen, very good size. You can click here and have all of your options. In home you have the home screen where you can make different windows. Now it's 2, but you can do way more, and if you press and hold, then you can edit, you can delete, put other things in there in different sizes. The only thing, a limitation you have, you cannot put the same one in multiple windows. You cannot have the map here and the next screen also map. It's only once. Seat heater, temperature, everything's here above all the information. Here you have favorites for radio. I have here vehicles, so I can see what's going on. You have your state of charge, and down here you have a drive data, which with 3.1 at some point will also be in the instrument cluster as well. And with 3.0 you have the state of charge in the instrument cluster. With 2.3 we only have range and a battery symbol, but not the range. You have creep, so when you take your foot off the brake you start rolling. Some people hate it, I like it. Steering wheel is really awesome. It's better than ID cars. I like this perforated here, that it has a bit more grip and it's not as thick. I really like it a lot, and it's not as noisy. ID3, mine, when you move it's a bit noisy. You already recognize that I like it quiet. I love that except for the US ID4 you can only have in rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive GTX, so the most powerful one with 225 kilowatt. The Enyaq, though, you can have in rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive with 195 kilowatt, or the RS has the same as the ID4 GTX or the ID5 GTX. And this power what this car has with 195 kilowatt, that's very suitable for the size of the car and the weight. It fits perfectly. You still have very good acceleration, doesn't feel underpowered, doesn't feel like it's too much power. It's fun. It puts the power down since it's all-wheel drive, even when it's a bit wet. It's a very nice way to drive. It's very comfortable. The seats, I complained about the seats before, but they hold you in place very well. And then of course we have acceleration, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. And then we can put the adaptive cruise control on. Yeah, you have to turn off lane assist because freaking annoying. No. Assist system, this symbol off, and then back with here and with home. Yeah, even at 110 that I'm driving now, it's extremely quiet in here. It's so stable. I drove on the highway with 160. That's the top speed. It says 164 on the speedometer, 160 GPS speed. Amazingly comfortable. volume you do with this little knob here. That's better than in Volkswagen cars. The steering is soft, precise, it's not nervous or anything. It's a very comfortable ride. The only thing I noticed with the seating position is that for the armrest and the door armrest to fit my size, I would have to sit lower, and I don't want to. It's not as comfortable. I don't want to sit that low. Other than that, it's the perfect seating position. To see over the front, you have to go up a bit, but that's also okay. The view outside of the back is perfect. There's an Audi like a meter behind me. Not he's in a rush, I guess. He's driving so close to me. The driving experience, charging experience, especially with 3.0 with the new charging curve, that's really great. The range in this car, consumption, I think it's a very good package. It would fit me very well. I wouldn't take the seats, and there are a few software things I don't like. But it's a very, very, very comfortable and amazing ride. And I love that. Quiet, comfortable, stable. That's for me is a very big thing. The motors are quiet. I complained about the Tesla Model Y performance, that the motors, when you push them, have a very high-pitched whining noise. I mean, of course, you don't never push the car all the time, so it's okay. And here, when you push it, you get also a whining noise, but it's quieter. It's not that high-pitched. I prefer that. The control of the adaptive cruise control is okay. I'm not a fan of the positioning down here. It's always, am I on the right stock? Is it not the blinker? And yes, it is. And then, okay, you have to press a button on the side for the set, and up and down for the speed towards you to resume, and away from you to turn it off. Regen can be controlled very well, but again, it's not that much stronger than in a normal Enyaq. So all-wheel drive does not give you higher regen. Was just into kan niet blinken, der blöde. People can't use the indicator. Let's drive a bit in the corner so you can see. Acceleration, just awesome. Regen kicks in very fast when you get off the accelerator pedal. You really have control. It just could be more regen. I would love more regen. In the corner, the car is great. It's better than the normal Enyaq, so just rear wheel drive. It feels better. It could be the sport line. It's the seats, of course, too. And I noticed in the normal Enyaq with just rear wheel drive, when you accelerate out of a corner, ESC, so that the tires don't spin, comes on very fast. And in the ID4 rear wheel drive, it comes in a bit later, and in this car also a bit later. So you have more control in the corner if you accelerate. Of course, in the all-wheel drive version, the motors are louder than in just rear-wheel drive, because the motor is totally far in the back, underneath seats and whatever. And here the motor is right there, so you can hear the front motors more. I have a bit here in the corner. Yeah, it just feels great. Feels really great. And I would love the regen to be stronger, so you can drive a bit more sporty. You can't do that. It's a tiny bit more power, so acceleration, than in my ID3, but it just feels way more, it fits the Enyaq more, and ID4 GTX, it fits the power way more than a normal ID4. I can recommend this car, Skoda Enyaq iV80X, it's a long name. It's really a great car, great range, great charging, very comfortable, very stable, looks great. Approved. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.